From Washington to Hollywood and right back to Wisconsin. It's Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach. Connecting the dots on the stories shaping our world with smart takes, sharp humor, and plenty of personality.
You know, I really expected more professional behavior from you.
It's news and culture without the noise.
Yeah, I'm on.
Here's Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach.
Dude.
Hey, welcome to Nite Lite, ladies and gentlemen. It is great to have you here on this Thursday night as we're changing things up a little bit tonight, Greg. We've got typically the Yotterhay Triangle consists of me in Christmas City, USA, also known as Marinette, Wisconsin, you in Racine, and Dom here in Madison.
Correct.
To form the Yotterhay Triangle. Tonight, there is no Yotterhay Triangle. There is a Yotterhay straight line, as I think we said last night. I am here in Madison with Dom Lee, and it is a pleasure to be here doing the show from Civic Media headquarters in our state's beautiful capital. How are you tonight, Greg?
I'm feeling a little lonely, I must add. I must say, like, once again, you are in Madison. Dom is in Madison. Our senior producer, Tucker, is somewhere in the Madison vicinities, and I'm just sitting here counties over by myself, the loneliest part of the Yotterhay straight line.
Well, for tonight, yeah, but you have you're in a historic radio park. There's no nickname like that here. This is just Civic Media headquarters, which is lovely.
Civic Media World Headquarters? That's an amazing title.
It really is.
But it doesn't have a radio park kind of vibe where it's like, look, don't get me wrong. It's great to be here. I'm looking out at State Street. It's a beautiful night in our city's capital. We might even do a Nite Lite window fun photo if we can, if Dom will indulge me after, and I can look down with my camera.
Let's do it.
So lots
great,
going
cool.
on here.
Have fun in Madison, guys. Really great. Love all of the whimsical fashion fun you're having up there in Madison right now. Hey, everybody, let's do. Oh no, I'm by myself right now.
Well, here's what I'll do. I'll move the screen over so you're in the foreground and Dom is down on the street, and then we can all be together. And that would be a very and then I'll lean into the.
Just feels like
We'll crop you in, yeah.
We'll crop you in. It's Photoshop.
Everyone knows it's crop now. Everyone knows it's fake.
Things are a little different tonight, but we are still going to bring you the Nite Lite you know and love, folks. And it is great to be in Madison, and it is great to be on the air tonight on this Thursday with a great guest, a fun event we just started here called the Nite Lite Movie Club. We will do that in hour number 2.
Yes.
And our movie tonight is The Gentleman. So if you watched it, please join the discussion. Yes. Call or text and share your thoughts. It's a Guy Ritchie movie. I watched it last night for the first time. So I'm coming into this. I haven't even had a chance to warm up, Greg, right out of the bullpen, but excited to talk The Gentleman, as I know it's one of your favorite movies. So that should be fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tonight, too, we have a wonderful, wonderful guest. We're going to be speaking to Wisconsin Watch reporter Tom Kircher. He'll be talking about an article that he wrote about data centers, NDAs, and what's happening in Wisconsin with regard to especially Port Washington, Beloit. But it's a big conversation we've been having now for about almost 2 years, and people are really starting to get hip to what's happening in their communities with regard to these multi-billion-dollar projects. Kind of taking over. So Tom's going to be here after the 5:30 news to discuss that article and anything else that he's been hearing from people on this topic. And then, as you said, movie club in the second hour.
It's going to be great. And I'm excited to talk to Tom, too, because I have a 2 terabyte hard drive at home. Yeah. And I make my wife sign an NDA not to look through it. So it's probably not exactly the same, but
it's like a little Pete Schwaba data center.
Exactly. We all need our own little data centers. Mine doesn't take up 400,000 square feet, but that'll be fun to talk to Tom or Scary, one way or the other. We'll have a great conversation, though. And we've also, how are you doing today, Greg? You seem like I drove 3 hours through our beautiful state to get here today. It's great to be here with Dom, but how are things in Racine?
Things in Racine are good. I can't complain. The weather is nice. It's in the upper 50s, almost the 60s today. And, just kind of, I don't know, like kicking back a little bit. Worked a little from home, and now I'm here with y'all. So it's kind of just a good Thursday. The dog is in daycare right now, which, I love my dog. Anyone who knows me knows I love my dog. I love my puppers, miss her very much right now. But there is something to say about when you take her to daycare and then you go back home and you're like, all right, I can get stuff done. I can, there's a little bit of relaxing. I don't have to worry about it. They got it taken care of. They're good. So Yeah, the day has been good so far. Can't really complain. You just said you were in the car for, it seems like most of the day.
3 hours.
Yeah.
And I was running around doing stuff I should have done last night. But yeah, I got here okay. And I will say, I hope I hope the train catches on, and I hope one day I can go from Christmas City, USA to Madison via train, because I had a triumvirate today. 3 people camped out in the left lane, would not move. And it wasn't just they were stuck. It was like they would move, and then the traffic would pass them on the right, and they still wouldn't get over. It's like, no, I just like this lane. I don't understand the rules of the road or traffic in general, so I like it. I like being on the left, and that's all I can tell you. And it's very dangerous. Like, as I've gotten older, I realize that's kind of dangerous when people don't get out of the passing lane.
Well, it's also, I mean, I don't know if it's illegal, but it's also just bad manners. Like, you're supposed to be in,
Right.
The left lane is always supposed to be a passing lane. You're not supposed to spend your time in the left lane. But if you are going to, you know, it's a general idea that you're going to be going 5, 10, if you're in Illinois, 35 miles over the speed limit. But like, there's an unspoken, don't me, Dom. That's true. You've driven in Illinois. You know for a fact. I was driving with a friend once. I'm not kidding you. I am not kidding you. I was driving with a friend once, 2 separate cars. I'm in my car. He's in his. We hit the Illinois-Wisconsin border. He calls me about 5 minutes after we crossed, and he goes, "Where are you?" I said, "You see that little dot back there? That's me, because you started going 85 in a 65, and I'm like, I'm just going to go 70, 75, and you're just off to the races." But yeah, I totally understand that frustration. As I've gotten older, I tend to stay in the right lane, or if, like on 94, it's a 4-lane freeway, because, you know, that's what we need to spend our money on. I always hang out in the middle 2 lanes. I like that's where I live. That's what I love. It feels comfortable. I feel safe. I don't like being all the way to the right, because it just feels like I'm going to get behind a truck all the way to the left, and I feel like I'm in Fast and Furious. So those 2 middle lanes, that's my jam.
I'm with you, and I will push back a little bit on the. I used to feel better. Like, I don't speed anymore. I got a ticket when I was like 27. It cost me $200.
Wow.
I'm like, I'm done. I just don't speed.
Yeah.
75, maybe 77 if it's a 70 mile an hour zone. But Northeast Wisconsin, I've been driving there the last 2 years, back and forth to Green Bay.
Yeah.
Psycho drivers, and that was not always the case. In fact, one night I was driving home. This guy passed me he must have been doing 110. My whole car shook. And it was so scary. I'm like, you're driving a weapon, folks. Slow down out there.
I find myself actually becoming scared when that happens. When they're doing a, like, you know, if it's 70 miles an hour, if they're doing a 95 to 100, and you just hear that, it's like, it scares me. And
Horrifying.
So then I just, that's why I hang out in those middle lanes.
Same.
Good to go. Dom, how's your day going, by the way?
It's going pretty good. And like you're saying,
that was hesitant.
Because I'd like it to be warmer, all right? I know it's already 56, but I'd like the sun to be out a little more, you know? I'm just not a big cloudy person, right? I don't like clouds. It's just not me, you know?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
If the worst part of your day is weather.
Cut that for content. I'm just not a big cloudy guy.
If the worst part of your day is weather, though, you're doing okay.
That's true.
The stuff you can't control, you know.
Exactly.
Listen, it's 20 degrees warmer here than where I came from, and that's not always the case, but it seems like it has been this whole week. So, Greg, we've got a really cool contest. I would love for you to tell people about, if you're okay with that.
I'm absolutely okay with it, especially because we remember today. So in the second hour tonight, you have your chance to win your way into the Milwaukee Film Festival, because the Milwaukee Film Festival 2026 is coming to the Oriental and Downer Theaters this April. Actually, like next week. Holy crime in Italy. April 16th through the 30th, their newly released lineup is available for you at mkefilm.org. And to celebrate it, we're giving away the chance, or not giving away the chance, we're letting you have the chance to win a pair of tickets to go to the Milwaukee Film Festival this year. So in the second hour, we will give you a keyword to text in. Not coming until a little bit later, so keep it locked right here. We'll give you that keyword at the top of the second hour, but that is the win your way into the Milwaukee Film Festival contest. Stick around, stay close. We have a great show for you. It's going to be really, really fun. But now that we have that announced and it's out there and we have to be accountable for it this time, my gosh, yesterday just put me into such a spiral.
We are really seriously lucky because we've got the Milwaukee Film Festival, an outstanding festival, and tonight the Wisconsin Film Festival starts. That's the whole reason I'm here in Madison tonight. So we are blessed with two outstanding film festivals, and I cannot wait to get over to Milwaukee and see some of their offerings this year.
Before we get to the big news, we got a caller on the line, Andrew from Madison. What's going on, Andrew? Are you keeping slow and keeping safe on the road?
Oh yeah, well I work for DOT, and so I'm on the shoulder a lot.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's got to be scary.
Yeah.
It is. There are days it is. And today I was actually doing some things on the road, and I didn't have my overhead lights on because I didn't need them.
Yeah.
And the traffic was doing about 75 to 77 miles an hour, according to my radar and my equipment. And then I turned my lights on, which are yellow, and the traffic all of a sudden sped up to anywhere between 77 and 85.
Boy,
it went faster?
It's like you challenged them or something. My gosh.
So the law is move over and slow down.
Yes.
We're not doing this in Washington County today.
Terrible.
Wow.
Sorry to hear that.
Sorry about that, Andrew. Thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Andrew.
We didn't mean to cut you off, Andrew. But seriously, thank you for the call. People move over, especially a lot of you are probably in your car right now, and that is so scary when you're on the shoulder like that, whether you've been pulled over for a ticket or these guys who work out there and they're out there all the time.
The reason why we have that law is because an officer was killed. So let's remember that too. Get over and slow down. You don't have to go 40, but just please be careful, especially when people are on the road. My gosh, I sound like my mother right now. Hi, Mom. All right,
Jackie.
let's get to our three things right now real quick.
The first big story.
So this is big news coming out of CBS News. Army survivors of a deadly attack in Kuwait dispute the Pentagon's account. Survivors of the deadliest attack here says that since the war begun, they're disputing the Pentagon's description of events and said their unit in Kuwait was left dangerously exposed when 6 service members were killed and more than 20 were wounded. Speaking publicly for the first time, members of the targeted unit offered CBS News a detailed account. Basically, they said that they were not ready, and because of that, these 6 were killed. But that's not what Pete Hegseth is spinning right now. That's not what Donald Trump is spinning. That's not what it's all victories. It's all great. It's all gravy. We are winning. We have all their oil decimated again, obliterated again. But according to these service members, that's not the case.
Yeah, it's they were saying that one missile squeaked through, but that's not true. Now, these service members, they spoke on condition of anonymity. Mm-hmm. It's terrible they have to do that, but they do. And it's CBS, so at least they're reporting this, But,
I'm surprised CBS is, honestly. That's really surprising to me.
But my first thought when I read this, Greg, was, well, I support the troops. Does the Defense Department or War Department or whatever they're calling themselves now, does the government support the troops?
No.
You can't tell the truth? Come on.
No. It's
terrible.
This reminds me of the stories I heard about Vietnam when the government was saying, we're winning Vietnam. And then Walter Cronkite goes over there and gets filmed, and they're like, oh, we're doing terrible. And it changed everything. This quote is very, very important, too, before we get out of here. It's like, I want people to know the unit was unprepared to provide any defense for itself. It was not a fortified position. To me, that is the most basic of failures on the part of the people in charge of our military, putting the lives at risk of these people who are just trying to protect themselves, this country, the whole thing. And to me, I say, Pete Hegseth, what are you going to do now? I'd probably end up firing them because, they're not warrior enough.
He's going to fire soldiers.
Yeah.
Hey, we are coming right back, folks. We got 2 more big things to discuss. Be careful out there on the road. Compliments of Andrew. We know what those guys are up against. Great show tonight. Glad you're here. Movie Club is tonight, and Tom Kircher. We are coming right back. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach.
All right, we're back.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't do the question of the night.
We didn't. Okay, we'll throw that back up.
I was so worried about
the contest.
The speed limit.
I know.
In the contest.
And we got the good response, more than I thought. I thought it was a good question, but I was surprised at the social media.
Man, I am pretty much done with coffee. I drink it every once in a while at restaurants in the morning. I'm drinking way more water now.
Wow. Okay. Were we talking about this the other night, or maybe with Sherry or it might have been with, what was his name? Herman.
Herman, yeah.
And I said, because I read this article that said you're supposed to drink a gallon of water a day.
Yeah.
And over 3 months, your body's supposed to feel amazing because of that. Well, I'm on week 2.
I mean,
and I'm not running to the bathroom as much, so that part was true. It's your body regulates it. It's just another thing in your day.
Well,
you have to make time for.
He said that you drink as much water as you need too. Your body will tell you when you need water. Like that whole thing. You need 8 glasses. Everything is no. Not everyone needs 8 hours of sleep. Not everyone needs 8 glasses of water a day. It's about what's right for you, and I truly believe. And I just saw my first ad for weight loss Jell-O. I'm so angry.
Oh wow!
No.
So it does exist.
It does, and it was just like we were talking about too, where there was some lady going, "Well, what you need to understand is that the metabolics of it's like, shut up, it's Jell-O."
Is there weight gain Jell-O? That's something.
Are you going off
that's
the
just called
football team or
Jell-O.
something?
That's just called Jell-O. Yeah, I don't understand that. Just regulate your eating, get a good eating habit, go to the gym, or go for I don't know, or talk to a doctor. How about that? Just talk to your doctor. I don't know anything. I know it works for me.
Or just, you know what? Keep your big mouth shut and live your life. That's what I say. I don't want to hear about it.
As many big arches as you want.
My uncles. It's the Big Arch Fest coming this.
Oh, I should have. No, okay. I have something in mind. All right, we have 20 seconds. 20 seconds.
You like that line, Dom?
I love it.
That's a great song. I love that Journey tune. Hey, welcome back to Nite Lite. I'm Pete Schwaba. Sitting sideways from me over in Racine is Greg Bach, and Dom is here with me in Madison. And we're palling around together, and we miss our chum Greg, who is probably 90 miles away. But either way, it's great to have all of you here tonight. This is the Thursday edition of Nite Lite, coming to you live from Madison and Racine. We did, Greg, in all of our enthusiasm to talk about the Milwaukee Film Contest, which is great. We forgot to do Question of the Night. So, Dom, I think we should get to that pronto.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Hey, I have a question. Questions?
This question.
Domanda. Question.
Question.
Questions.
What is the best advice you've ever gotten? It could be a cliche, someone just imparting their wisdom on you. I've heard tons of it my whole life. People that come into your life. It could be even a stranger that just says something to you that resonates. Your mom or dad, whatever. What is the best advice you've ever gotten? 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. You can also text us on the app, or if you're watching the radio on the stream at Facebook, YouTube, or X Twitter, drop us a stream comment and be part of the show. That's what I say, Greg.
All right. That's what I say, too. That's because Pete said it. I'm saying it, too. Me here by myself, alone in Racine.
We've hardly talked about you at all, and it's all been positive stuff.
It's fine if you haven't. That's cool. It's fine. All right. Let's get into our second story. I'm very interested to talk to you about this one, Pete.
Yeah.
The second big story.
Okay, so
yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Greg.
No,
sorry.
you go for it. Like I'm interested in your thoughts on this because just the headline of this story on the Ankler is infuriating. But go on. We're talking about AI in Hollywood.
Yeah, you know what? I have mixed feelings on this. Obviously, I'm against AI replacing actors or writers. I know some scripts people say, "Oh, I read it. It read like AI." It could have just been a hack who was writing it, but I have my issues with the Writers Guild. I'm part of the Writers Guild and SAG, the Actors Guild, and I don't always love them, but I feel like with AI, it's almost like animation, Greg. That's kind of how I look at it. I think people want to see movies with actual human beings in them.
Yes.
They don't want AI. AI is like animation, and there might be a place for it. But I think the issue here is with Steven Spielberg. He made a movie about John Lennon and Yoko Ono, and he used AI tools in the film, and people are
Steven
upset about
Soderbergh.
that. I'm sorry. What did I say? Oh, Soderbergh, of course.
Yeah.
I actually like him better than Spielberg, believe it or not.
Whoa.
But, I know.
Hot take.
Controversial. But anyway, and I know that in this new Val Kilmer movie, they recreated his image with the blessing of his estate to use a younger version of him. I think that's different. And frankly, I'm curious to see what that looks like. So I think there might be a place for AI as long as it doesn't take food off the tables of actors and actresses or writers for that matter.
Well, and that's what I'm not against AI either. I just feel like we're diving so deep into it and everyone thinks, well, we could do all these things when you could do a lot of things, but why not do a lot of things? Instead, apply them artistically, if you will. I mean, using that term, like, all right, you want to use AI. I mean, to me, like, correct me, I may be wrong, Pete, you've been doing this job for a lot longer than I have, but there's a lot of people for a long time who said CGI is the end of Hollywood. We can't have CGI in computers. Like, well, no, we can, we do. It makes a lot of money. And to a certain degree, it does work. Sometimes it does look absolutely terrible. But like any major development in technology, you shouldn't turn your back on it. You should use it, I don't know, smart, not sparingly, but smart. And this could be what Steven Soderbergh is doing. But like in this article here on the Ankler, some guy quote tweets and says, "R.I.P. Steven Soderbergh, you had a good run." Well, I don't discount a filmmaker for using AI, especially someone like Steven Soderbergh. He's a smart filmmaker. He is not going to just say, all right, here's 3 ideas, make a movie for me, computers. I trust him to use it. I'm not going to say correctly. That's a subjective term. But I mean, I trust him to use it in a way that's going to be both entertaining, but also not take jobs.
That's very well said. I totally agree with you. And I feel like at some point it is here. You have to accept it. I'm not saying I don't want it to replace actors or writers, but I don't, people are going to use it much in the way probably like they use CGI as an effect. At least I hope that's how they use it.
Me too.
And we'll see how this plays out. It's a good story.
Yeah. In other news, Pete Schwaba's new movie has been rewritten by AI coming out this summer. No.
And it was better than my first draft, and that's the most embarrassing.
Boo.
Let's get to our third big story. It's a good one, Dom.
The third big story.
Greg, supposedly, according to Fox News, eating chocolate and cheese could help you live longer. Explain that to me.
The headline, chocolate, cheese, and yogurt linked to longer life in detailed study of 3 million people. And then it's showing Jesse Waters, Fox News' version of Jon Stewart that failed, talking to what looks like an exploding tomato that is RFK Jr., a new large-scale study says that yogurt, cheese, and even chocolate can help you live longer. I don't believe this, Pete.
I believe the yogurt part. I know that helps your core and gut health and all that. And we've talked to our friend Sherry Stoka about that. And I've even gone back farther with her, and she's always sworn by that. But this is a little bit clickbaity. Chocolate and cheese could help you live longer. Dark chocolate is a superfood. It can be good for you. The cheese thing I don't get, unless it's for the calcium and you eat it in moderation, I suppose. But it's a little clickbaity.
But I also think
it's real.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Big Arch.
But the yogurt thing I don't even buy either, because there's certain yogurts that can be good for you. But if you're eating like a chocolate strawberry yogurt that's like, huge, no, it's not good for you. But again, this goes back to the idea of anytime a news outlet says a study shows ... people get all excited because apparently Fox News knows health really well. So we'll know more after my great study here. I'll be eating a mountain of chocolate, cheese, and yogurt later.
We'll do our own research here.
Exactly.
Hopefully it'll pass muster with Jesse Waters.
All
right. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach. And great to have you here, folks. Our question of the night, what is the best advice you've ever gotten? We are coming right back after the news to talk to Wisconsin Watch reporter Tom Kircher. Don't go anywhere. How's the reverb, Greg?
I don't hear anything.
Oh, good.
It's gone.
Wow.
Yeah. He's gone. All right, so that's done.
Tony on a live stream said the cheese makes you live longer because it makes you happy, and happy people live longer. I agree.
Okay.
All right.
I agree.
You got to have some fun.
Yeah.
Why can't I find... Oh, here it is. This is laid out differently. There are the comments. Tony also said fibs. going back to when I worked at a different station and did fill-in stuff, I put a question out there to people. I said, come on, we got to do better as a half and half, as a man without a home. Chicago, Wisconsin, I get flack here and I get flack there. But Fibs has got to go. That's just such a lame, instantaneous, knee-jerk nickname. We can do better. Like, Cheesehead is kind of clever. We deserve.
Is it though?
What does it mean? I don't know what.
Well, it's cheese, Wisconsin.
But
Fibs
like,
is. Well, I can't say it.
You can't say it on the. You can't say it.
Okay.
But you can use
then.
the F and the B are swears.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. That makes sense.
And
then.
it's just kind of like dumb. It's like it's just a lame comeback. We could do better.
I think it's fun.
Tom, what do you think? Hello,
Such
Tom.
a homer. Hey, Tom.
Hey.
How's it going?
Hey, very good.
Excellent.
Were you following our very intellectual discussion about Fibs and Cheeseheads?
Have to admit, I had the Badgers hockey game on.
Oh, sweet. Even better.
That's awesome.
How are they
Vegas. Yeah.
Up 2-0 early second period.
Gotcha. Okay.
They scored 2 goals in about 10 seconds.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
First
Do you know
period.
who scored them, Tom?
I don't, no.
Okay.
But
My neighbor went out there to see the game because they grew up with Quinn Finley as one of the players, and their son and him were friends before he moved because he was so good at hockey he had to leave Marinette and pursue it. But anyway,
That's amazing to be like, hey, so and so, like our son's friend is playing. We should just go to Vegas and watch
that's
the game.
what they do. They're sports
right.
fanatics. Yeah.
My goodness.
yeah, that's
Okay. Well, welcome, Tom. Welcome to the show. We are currently at a news break right now. We'll be coming back in about 2.5 minutes.
Yep.
We'll put you back into the waiting room. We're going to reopen the show, introduce you properly. Just so we have this clear, I want to make sure. Wisconsin Watch Reporter, anything else you want on that title?
No.
Okay, great. Perfect. And then the other thing, I'll let Dom explain the hand signals and whatnot, and we'll be good to go.
Yep. And I think you've been on here before, but again, there's hard breaks, so this will be a 14-minute. So I will be giving hand cues. That's 4 minutes, 3, 2, and then when I get 1, that means wrap up whatever kind of ideas you're talking about, because we do have to get out at a certain time.
Sure.
All right.
And your plan for me is how long?
2 hours, Tom.
Negotiable.
No, well, so the first segment will be 14 minutes, and we'll take a small break, and then a 7.5 minute, and then you're good.
Great.
Perfect.
Thank you, Tom.
Alrighty, Tom, then I'm going to throw you back in the waiting room, all right?
All right. Sounds good.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, guys, we have a minute 30 left.
All right. Welcome back to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach here on the Civic Media Network. If you want to be part of the conversation, call or text. The number is 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. You can always leave a comment on the live stream. We are streaming currently on Facebook, YouTube, and the platform we still call Twitter. You can leave a comment on the live stream like Tony, who says the cheese makes you live longer because it makes you happy, and happy people live longer. That's in conversation with our blazing piece of medical news from Fox News we just talked about, whereas cheese, chocolate, and yogurt apparently make you live longer. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But don't forget, in the second hour, we will be giving you our keyword in the Win Your Way into the Milwaukee Film Festival, where you have the chance to pick up a pair of tickets for the Milwaukee Film Festival starting April 16th, going through the 30th. All you need to do is be ready, listening, locked in here in that second hour. And don't forget, the question of the night is, what is the best advice you've ever gotten? You can always text that in, or you can leave a comment on our Facebook page, or go on the Civic Media app and text us via there, because you can call, text, or leave a voice message on the Civic Media app. Download it today because it's absolutely free. See what I did there? That's a fun little delivery.
Oh, sweet.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, let us bring on our guest this evening. He is a reporter for Wisconsin Watch. Please welcome to the show, Tom Kircher is here to talk about a very, very good article that you published last month regarding NDAs, titled "More Than NDAs, Wisconsin Faces Scrutiny Over Data Center Secrecy." Tom, welcome to the show this evening. How are you? How are the Badgers doing at the hockey game right now?
Hey, thanks for inviting me on. I appreciate it. Yeah, just
Sure.
a few moments ago turned off the game, but early second period, men's hockey are up 2-0 in the Frozen Four semifinal.
Nice. Thank you for that report, Tom. We come back for the news now with Tom. So, Tom, you wrote this article last month regarding let me start here. We've been talking a lot about data centers here on Civic Media for quite a while, almost 2 years now, as we've been learning more and more about them. But in this article, you talk about something even more important that's been happening behind the scenes, which are the NDAs with local elected officials. Can you talk more about that and what this article has to say regarding the people's feelings towards essentially secrecy?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. If you're interested, I can tell you the quick backstory on the whole thing.
Go for it.
Where the story originated. So about a year and a half ago, I took a trip to Austin, and the whole idea was to go see as much live music as possible. Yeah. Go to the Broken Spoke, go to Mohawk, go to Waterloo Records, did all those things.
Yeah.
Nice. But also on the trip, got into a conversation with my buddy about AI, artificial intelligence. And at that point, a year and a half ago, it was very loosely on my radar, and I knew it was something I should learn about, but hadn't. After the conversation with him, it was kind of a pivotal moment. I came back to Milwaukee, started a daily calendar alert for myself. So each day I would use AI at least once, for work, for pleasure, whatever it was. And over the course of the next several months, that really rose on my radar. And I got to thinking, as a reporter for Wisconsin Watch, I should do a story about data centers, that these are going to be huge in our lives. So I started casting about for an idea and was told about something called stranded assets. Stranded assets are power plants that have been shut down, but people like you and I, businesses, ratepayers, are still paying debt on these power plants. The story we did at Wisconsin Watch back in December was that we ratepayers owe $1 billion on stranded assets, power plants that have been shut down prematurely.
Wow. Jeez.
Kind of a new phenomenon for a lot of people, and data center adjacent in the sense that big push to build data centers, consequently big push to build more power plants. What happens if those things don't work out as we expect and we end up with more stranded assets? But that still wasn't a story directly on data centers, right? So I was still looking for that. And luckily, a Wisconsin Watch reader sent in an email with some different thoughts and questions about data centers. And he mentioned a term that you referenced, non-disclosure agreements, or NDAs. And, as a reporter, that sort of thing caught my attention. Non-disclosure, what's that all about? Well, it produced a story that we did back in January that said at that time, we learned that there are at least 4 communities in Wisconsin, local governments, that had signed these non-disclosure agreements with companies that wanted to put up data centers in their community. The upshot of those is that it keeps the details of these proposals secret. the public is not made aware. What we found in our story was that for months, or in some cases even more than a year, local governments were working with data center developers, communicating back and forth, refining plans for a data center proposal. That would go on for months or even more than a year before the community ever made an announcement, hey, there's a data center being proposed. So that was the thrust of that story.
And, we've talked about data centers as far as like the size and the energy usage and all those things. But really, when it comes down to this topic, it really feels like it's more of a secrecy problem. Like it's these companies coming in saying, don't worry about the public. We'll take care of that. Just sign this and you'll be good to go. But people are catching wind. Then they're not happy.
Yeah, there's definitely been signs of backlash because of that. What happens is, a lot of people maybe were like me, like I was a year and a half ago. You vaguely have an idea what AI is. You vaguely know what a data center is. Maybe you don't really have an opinion on either one yet. But then the first you hear is that one is being planned for your community and has been in the works or in preparation for months. And so maybe your first impression is, wait a minute, I'm not sure how I feel about AI or a data center. I've heard some things that make me concerned. Now I find out that, City Hall or the village government has been quietly pursuing this proposal that's $1 billion or more, hundreds of acres. And none of us were let in on the deal until pretty far along in the process.
Our guest is Tom Kircher. He does great work at Wisconsin Watch. We're talking to him about data centers. There are 5, at least in the article I read, in Wisconsin right now, and we're discussing the NDA issue with local governments keeping this from the people that they are supposed to represent. Does that make people, in your opinion, Tom, think that there is something very nefarious about these centers that we don't know? Like, why keep it a secret? We all know AI is here. And if it brings jobs to a community, you think they'd be touting that. But the fact that they cover it up like this, and I think in Beloit they didn't find out for a year, does that make people even more suspicious?
I think it certainly has that tendency. It's fair to point out that NDAs, the non-disclosure agreements, are pretty common in the economic development world. So if I come along, I'm a developer, and I approach you, Pete, and I say, hey, I want to put, a Walmart in your community. Maybe you sign a non-disclosure agreement for a limited period of time because I don't want my competitors to know where I'm going to put my next plant or store. And I don't want them to know details like how big it's going to be and that sort of thing. So the data center world certainly is highly competitive right now. And you can appreciate that a data center developer would want some confidentiality to keep an advantage over their competitors. The problem is when you're signing those agreements with local government elected officials or local government staff, those people have an obligation to the public, to their residents, right? And so they are signing contracts, pledging, agreeing to keep something quiet, something that's so massive. And that's not to say, well, the data centers are good or bad. That's another topic. It's another debate. But just the fact that they're so massive, so transformative, will use more power than anyone has ever seen before, use a lot of water, use a lot of land, bring a lot of tax revenue in, bring some jobs, certainly pros and cons. But when those discussions go on behind the scenes for months or more than a year, I think the public tends to have that reaction. One example was in DeForest, north of Madison. It's important to know that not all the secrecy here involves formal non-disclosure agreements. In DeForest, we found that local government there had worked behind the scenes for about 7 months on a $12 billion data center proposal, very big. The day we published our story about these NDAs and other efforts at secrecy, the day after the story posted, DeForest dropped out of that project. So, that was some indication that people certainly had some concerns about data centers themselves, but then added to that, backlash of, hey, wait a minute, this has been going on and we weren't aware of it for a long time.
Well, and I understand the process of the NDA. I understand what the steps may be, but something in your article that definitely stood out was Lynn Uline, who lives in Port Washington, did a FOIA request for the information, and they waited 3 months to get back to her. And then when they did, They gave her the emails that she requested, but not the attachments, saying, well, you asked for the emails, not for the attachments. And to me, taking 3 months and then being that finicky with the information seems like maybe not something to hide, but you don't want information getting out there. You're trying to keep information back as much as possible because you probably understand that people are going to be unhappy with what you've signed.
Yeah, it's hard to know what the motivations are, right? But
yeah,
like DeForest did not sign an NDA. Same in Port Washington, as you alluded to. There was no NDA signed there, but there were these other steps taken to keep details quiet. So a citizen uses the state open records law, which basically says, hey, when it comes to governmental activity, records should be open and available to the public. She asked for emails between the city of Port Washington and the data center developer, doesn't hear anything for almost 3 months, as you mentioned, decides she needs to sue. They turn over emails to her like that she requested, but no attachments, no documents, no diagrams, no whatever might be included in an attachment. And the city's position was, well, you asked for emails, you didn't specify that you also wanted attachments. And, a judge reviewed that and basically said, look, these are one and the same. If you're requesting an email, you're requesting what's attached to it as well, right? To take it to an absurd degree, you could send email. I could send emails with you guys back and forth, and they could be blank, and all the information could be in an attachment. And by, the way the city looked at it, they would never turn over anything of substance. So, it's just an example of local governments taking steps to keep things quiet, even after these projects are pretty far along.
I just have a quick question for you, Tom. We have about a minute left before we have to go to a break, and then we can keep the conversation going. AI is kind of new, at least in terms of the fact that we need these huge data centers. Where is everything being stored now? Like, why are these on the scene all of a sudden? Is it because they're anticipating how big AI will be in the data, or is this something new?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I haven't explored that. I think you're right that it's the explosion already of AI, just how tremendously powerful it is. If you used ChatGPT or Gemini or some of these others, you could start to appreciate the computing power of that and how much more powerful it is than, say, a Google search. And it's anticipated that there'll just be more and more and more of it, and consequently the rush to build a data center, to be the first one or build the biggest one, and a lot of competition.
When we come back, we're going to take a short break. We'll come back and speak more with Tom Kircher from Wisconsin Watch about his article regarding NDAs and data centers here in Wisconsin. If you have any questions, comments, please give us a call, 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. You can always leave that comment on the live stream, but come back. Stick around with Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach here on the Civic Media Network. All right.
We are back.
Come back in about 3 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, on Saturday, I'm heading to the Laughing Tap. Do you guys recommend that place?
Yes, I do.
Boy, that's a great question. Did he know that?
Did you know that, Tom?
I did, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like...
Tom did his research. He's got his own little data center.
What else? I had Tom sign an NDA before he got on the air.
Very funny. Very funny. Yeah.
I think it's Adam Burke this weekend.
You're right. Yeah, I missed it being away, and been watching to see when it would reemerge.
Yeah,
Curious, the George Watt Tea Shop. Now
it's a beautiful space. Those guys are good. I left the company a couple months ago because I've been focusing on this job now, but they're going to absolutely kill it. It's going to be great. I mean, the room is beautiful. The comics they're getting are fantastic. So you will have a great time.
Okay. Good. About 4 or 5 months ago now, I decided to try open mic stand up. And
whoa.
Oh boy!
Nice.
Oh, that might have to be the last question, Tom. Are you going to Comedy on State? Where are you going to do your craft?
Well, I tried it once back in October. I just decided I wanted to do it, and I thought it would be a stretch.
Yeah.
And I'm used to things like this, but not my own material. And so I went to a very, very small, what I expected to be a forgiving open mic session, literally inside of a church in Milwaukee. So,
yeah. Okay.
And
I know which one you're talking about.
Is
I know
that
what
the
you're
Interchange?
That's Interchange. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
My son's a member there. Yeah.
Great experience. I mean, the crowd was very nice. What was weird about it was there were 10 of us. The other 9 all did, what's the word I'm thinking of?
Improv.
Improv.
Yeah.
So that part was strange, but that was the only guy doing stand up. But, it went as I expected. It was like, thank God the host liked my material and laughed loud.
Oh, that's
There you
awesome.
go.
That's good.
Yeah, that's great. And then maybe you'll do it again. Who knows?
I've thought I would. I'm surprised I haven't yet, but I have continued to like add material and refine it. So I do need to push forward and try it.
The Tap has an open mic every Wednesday.
If
Is that
all
right?
if all Tom's jokes were about data centers,
Yeah.
and he's like,
What's
story
the
with these
deal with data
centers?"
centers? Huh? It's like your center of data. What's going on there? That's weird, right?
That's funny.
All right, guys, we have 20 seconds. 20
Perfect.
seconds.
Welcome back to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach. We are coming to you live on the Civic Media Network. I am coming to you from Radio Park in Racine and all the way at World Headquarters in Madison. We have Mr. Pete Schwaba as well as Dom Lee on the ones and twos. You can be part of the conversation, 855-752-4842, 855-75 Civic. Leave a comment on that live stream. We are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and the platform we still call Twitter. Still ahead, we're going to get to our question of the night in the second hour, plus give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Milwaukee Film Festival starting April the 16th with our keyword. So don't go anywhere, stick around. And then it's time for the Nite Lite Movie Club tonight, featuring the Guy Ritchie film, The Gentleman. So if you haven't watched it, you have exactly 20 minutes to watch the entire thing. So good luck to you as well. And then we wrap everything up with the nightcap. So stick around. We're going to have a great time. We're continuing a conversation right now with Wisconsin Watch reporter Tom Kircher, speaking about his article regarding NDAs, data centers, and Wisconsin, which, as you know, Tom said earlier, and we talked about, this was not something on the radar in the past year and a half, 2 years, and it's really come to light. And Tom, in the reporting you've done, the people you've spoken to, I hear a lot of folks who fall into 3 camps. There's one camp where it's no data centers whatsoever. Then there's some in the middle who say data centers are fine. As with this article, it's we want transparency, we want openness, we want to know what's going on. Then there's just some folks who are build every data center possible, build it on my house, I don't care, love it. And I want to know from you, what the people you're talking to, are there folks out there who want these data centers to come into town who aren't exactly pro? It's not yes, Microsoft, we love it, but they see it as a boon for the community? Or is it a lot of folks in communities who just simply I don't know what's going on. I just hear my energy prices can go up. I hear they take up a lot of land. It just doesn't seem right. I mean, it seems like there's a lot of folks out there with a lot of opinions.
Yeah, and I think some of the secrecy we talked about, the non-disclosure agreements that we talked about earlier, have played into this in the sense that if you're new to this whole thing of AI and data centers, and the first things you hear about it are my power rates are going to go up, they're going to use too much water, there's too much land. You hear lots of negatives, and I think the data center opponents have kind of captured the narrative, if you will. They've gotten out there. They set up Facebook pages, no data centers in my community. Thousands of people sign up. They hold public events. They've got Charlie Barron's, who's obviously got a big following.
Yeah.
And so you've got all these people out there raising legitimate concerns, but if that's sort of the drumbeat you hear, and you don't hear much from the data center side, it's understandable. People would say, well, I don't think I like this, But there are some points to point out. I think on the one hand, the data center folks maybe have themselves to blame in that they've really gone for a lot of secrecy and non-disclosure, and therefore kind of lost the argument perhaps. But, I did a story too that found how much impact data centers are already making in Wisconsin. So we have 3 big ones under construction, but none of these big ones are even operating yet in Wisconsin. So people can guess how much money they're going to bring, how many jobs they're going to fill. We'll see. But, the story I did was hard numbers, and just 3 companies in Wisconsin have already done more than $1 billion worth of business for data centers and other places, providing parts, providing equipment. So there's real impact there. Just visited Grand County in the southwest corner of the state. Lots of small towns, lots of farmland. They're looking at potentially 50 jobs there. Now that's a projection, who knows? But in smaller communities, that could be a lot. The estimate there is $5.5 million annually in property tax revenue. If you're one of the school districts that's finding itself really strapped for funds, a lot of school districts are going to referendum because they feel like they can't make it as is. Those are real dollars that are attractive to people.
Yeah. Tom, without knowing yet what the effect of the data centers will be, or, I want to go back to stranded assets, because a data center is different than a power plant. You need the power plant to run the data center, but is there a fear that data centers will become stranded assets? Like, these are not mobile, or they're not hard to just pick up and leave with all the land they take up and the money and the water and all that. And it'll be interesting to see how many jobs they do produce, because it's data. I mean, I don't know, but is there a fear that these centers could end up as stranded assets? That seems like, trying to play devil's advocate, like a good thing, that they won't pack up and leave.
Yeah, we don't know, right? This is all uncharted territory, not only in Wisconsin, but around the country, right? How big of a phenomenon is this going to be? It's certainly, if you look at the effect on the stock market, it seems like the data centers are going to be a tremendous boon for the economy.
Yeah.
But you're right, that with this rush to build them, who knows? Will AI be as big as we think it is? Will we need as many data centers as we think we do? As technology continues to evolve, how's that going to change? Because you end up with a data center that's a stranded asset. Certainly,
My first thought is always, this data center might be, X amount of size, like, how many acres, how many square footage. But as technology progresses, you need less space for things. And if they're like, well, we don't need all that space, so we're going to kick on out of here. Bye, guys. Enjoy that slab of concrete. We're out of here. We're going to do something else somewhere. And that's my big concern as well. Plus what you said, like 50 jobs is nothing to sneeze at, but also like it's not a factory job. But like we're going to hire 5,000 people. We need,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's so like that's the thing that keeps me worried. And I live in Kenosha, which is just by Racine, which is right by the Microsoft data center, which is a whole other conversation we can have down the road. But it's something that we all need to keep our eyes on. And I'm glad you wrote this article, because in the past, I feel like a lot of great reporting coming out of Wisconsin about data centers and what's been going on, especially with regard to the NDA situation as well. So Tom Kircher is a reporter for the Wisconsin Watch. We are going to get this article into our show notes so you can take a look at it yourself. Folks, if you have thoughts on data centers and this matter, feel free to contact us, text us, call us, let us know. It's 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. Tom, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate your time.
Hey, you bet. Anytime. Thanks for the invitation.
Thanks, Tom.
No problem. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the question of the night. What's the best advice you have ever gotten? Plus, we'll move into the movie club portion of the show where we're talking about Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Stay close. You're listening to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach here on the Civic Media Network. All right, Tom. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you.
That was great. Thanks, Tom.
Great. I appreciate having so much time to talk about it, and hope we can do it again.
Absolutely. Let us know, man. It's like, send us articles as you see fit, and we'll go from there. But have fun. Enjoy the rest of the hockey game, and then you just have to press that little orange or red button there at the bottom of the screen to exit, and you're good to go.
All right, guys. Thanks again.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks,
All right,
Tom.
see you,
Have a good one.
That was great. I was
that
not
was
expecting the open mic thing. That was
No.
fantastic.
When he goes the laughing tap, I'm like, I was like,
Oh. Whoa. All right, guys.
yeah.
I'm going to use the restroom.
Hello, woman, Sunday afternoon. Oh, so who's going to get there first? Who's going to get there first? Because I always know one bathroom at headquarters is broken.
Not tonight.
I hope not.
Dom and I are going to cross streams.
All right, well,
okay.
All right. On the
I'm gonna
live stream, I wasn't okay.
Okay, and I'm going to get some.
Yeah. Okay. He's gonna be.
Now we get to talk about Pete.
Yeah. We were just talking about. Yeah. I never liked that guy either.
Yeah,
Maybe-
he's.
Not as effective unless you're in person.
All right, I'm going to get some water.
Sweet.
Trying to make sense of the world? You've got Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach.
Call our toll-free number now.
Headlines, culture, and real conversation.
And now, our feature presentation.
Here's Pete and Greg.
Welcome back to Nite Lite, everybody. My name is Greg Bach, coming to you live from Radio Park in Racine, all the way over in World Headquarters / Christmas City, USA, because, Pete, wherever you go, the spirit of Christmas is always there.
That's very sweet of you. I agree. I try to bring that feeling all year long.
There you go. We are coming to you live on the Civic Media Network.
And I carry mistletoe with me, which is creepy. But
well, that's for you and Dom to figure out, not me. Thank God I am in Racine.
It's Pete, you know.
HR. And so we're coming to you live on the Civic Media Network. Thank you so much for being here. We are in hour 2 of the grand show. If you want to be part of the conversation, you can always call or text 855-752-4842, 842-855-75-CIVIC. Leave a comment on that live stream. We are currently streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and the platform we still call Twitter. Still ahead, we got our Nite Lite Movie Club edition 2 with Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman, a very, very fun film we all watched. We'll be talking about it. Its history, our thoughts, the fact that it's very hard to pull clips from that movie without a bunch of bleeps, but that's beside the point. And then we wrap everything up with the nightcap, getting to know what each other learned throughout the program. So happy you're joining us. And, of course, drop a comment, leave a text, download the free Civic Media app. You can call, text, or leave a voice message. You can listen anywhere around the world. You can get news, weather, and sports. It's all right there on the Civic Media app. Download it today because it's absolutely free. Without further ado, though, we must get to our contest keyword for this week. That is your chance to win a pair of tickets for the 2026 Milwaukee Film Festival, starting April 16th, going all the way to the 30th. And I'm going to give you a keyword. You will text in that keyword, and one lucky person will win a pair of tickets. So get yourself ready, because here comes this hour's keyword of the day. The word is drama. D-R-A-M-A, drama. Spelling counts. Capitalization does not. Text in the word drama for your chance to win a pair of tickets to go to this year's Milwaukee Film Festival. If you want to find out what is playing, simply go to mkefilm.org to see their newly released lineup. And good luck to you. You can take throughout the rest of the hour. You get one entry, but you can wait if you need to. But you have until the end of the show to text in that keyword, drama, D-R-A-M-A. Good luck, folks.
Good luck. Great festival, the Milwaukee Film.
Yeah.
How do you go?
It's
I mean,
fun.
I'm envious that you live right there or close enough to it.
Mm-hmm.
I live 2.5 hours away from Milwaukee, but I absolutely love that film festival.
I don't go to it as much as I should, and this year I really want to go see Stop Making Sense in theater, because I told myself I wouldn't see it again until I saw it in the theater. And then every chance I had, that when the 4K edition came out and it was playing everywhere, it was like actually released in the English say cinemas. I couldn't go. So hopefully I can go this year. I don't go as much as I would like to. Last time I went was to see my friend's film, which was actually the featured film of the entire festival, which was really, really exciting. And cool. It's called The Queen of My Dreams. Very, very good movie. Very interesting film. And I got to see my friend again after many years. But yeah, I'd love to go again. Maybe we'll just show up and be like, hey, we're Civic Media. We gave away tickets. Let us in. And they're like, that doesn't mean anything to me.
You want to know something? I know you're joking. However, I went to a steakhouse here in Madison, which is fantastic. The
Which
Tornado
one?
Club.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that is good.
I couldn't get reservations.
Well, you got to drop Civic Media, dude. So I go in there and I said, my son and I would like to come in here Friday night and get a steak, whatever. She said, we're booked up. She goes, I can put you on the waiting list. I said, Pete Schwaba. She goes, from Civic Media?
Nuh-uh.
Wow.
Swear. She goes, we're big fans of Civic Media here. I go, that's fantastic. So I gave him a shout out in the air. They put me in the waiting list. She goes, I think we can squeeze you in. It was literally, I felt like Frank Sinatra for like 4 seconds of my life. It was fantastic.
It's like that scene in Goodfellas where you're walking through the back way and then they're carrying a table around you. Like,
yes.
What do you do again? I work in construction.
Yeah. The table we got was about the size of a quarter, but we made it work. So it was great.
And thank you to the Tornado Room for being so magnanimous and fans and That's amazing. That's really,
it's a
really
special
cool.
place. It's a really cool place.
I would just have people come up to me like, I like you on the radio. And then one lady poked me in the chest. There's like, I like you. I'm like, this
limits and boundaries. Lady.
Man, it feels like this is what it must feel like to be a Motley Crue back in the 80s. So,
hey, I think we should reintroduce our question of the night, Dom, if you don't mind.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
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 Pregunta. Question.
Question.
Hey, I have a question. Questions?
This question.
Domanda. Question.
Question.
Questions.
What is the best advice you've ever gotten? Please share it with us. We're about to read your texts. It's 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. What is the best advice you've ever received? And you can also text in your answer on the app, or if you're watching the radio on the stream, drop us a stream comment from YouTube, Facebook, or X Twitter. So we have good responses on that one, Greg.
yeah, very good. And they were good too. They weren't like, like there were some jokes in there, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Funny. I'm not against that, but like I liked seeing that people put some real thought into it, and it was really, really nice. Pete, what about you? What's the best advice you ever got?
This sounds like a cop-out, but it's really not. I think if you receive one piece of advice your whole life, or follow one piece of advice, and this is 16 years of Catholic school, it's the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. And my parents have always told me that, and walk a mile in someone else's shoes, have empathy, have compassion. I really believe that, and I don't always do it, but I do try to treat other people the way I'd like to be treated.
My Aunt Kathy on my Facebook page put those exact words: treat others the way you want to be treated. I mean, it seems like a pretty easy path to follow. It's not very, it's almost like some people who are in power should follow the same thing. But that's besides the point, isn't it? Tom, what about...
Whoa. What are you talking about there, Greg?
I don't know. Sorry, I blacked out there. What happened now? We're talking about chocolate and yogurt? I forgot. Dom, are you always hungry? Because I feel like every time we mention food, you do this. Ooh.
This every time. Yeah, I'm always hungry, Can always eat, especially cheese.
He's on a 3-week fast. He's trying to beat Bobby Sands.
I can't wait for you to turn like 31 years old. That's going to be amazing when your body just is like, no, not another big arch.
Although we've learned that the metabolism doesn't go faster over time. It stays the same. Yeah, it doesn't
for
matter.
40 years.
60.
Yeah. I'm waiting for one of us to be at a party or some kind of gathering where someone says, yeah, my metabolism's really slowed down in my 30s and 40s. And you'd be like, well, actually, sir, what you doing? Let me tell you how you're wrong.
Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, Hoss. What about you, Greg?
Wait, did Dom say what it is?
Oh, did you answer, Dom?
I have not yet.
I made fun of him for being hungry all the time.
Yes, but I do have one, and I wrote it down here because I got this from my mom a couple years ago, and she still says it to this day. Don't care about things that don't care about you. And that can come over with jobs, relationships, pretty much everything in your life. So
great.
Thank you, Mom.
Yeah, that's amazing. I heard someone say once, don't worry about a job that would replace you 15 minutes after you left.
Exactly.
That's
great. Yeah.
That's a great one too. I've got a few, and two of them came from my dad from when I was young, and one came from a thought I had myself. And I tell people, but I try to keep this advice in my heart too. First, my dad always said, be the kind of person everyone likes, because if someone doesn't like you, that means they're a jerk. I always like that one. Mm-hmm. It's just be a nice person, basically.
Yeah.
And then the second place, he always told me, he goes, never trust someone who says, trust me. Ever. Don't ever trust a person who says,
that's great.
Trust me. And then the piece of advice, this actually came through like the oodles and oodles of therapy I've had in my life, is, people have a tendency to talk down to themselves, say really nasty things about themselves, whether they're saying them out loud as jokes or whether they're keeping them up here in the brain box. But I always say, I not always say, but I thought of this as like, why would you allow yourself to say something about you that you wouldn't allow other people to say? So like, why do you allow yourself to be so mean to yourself when you don't allow other people to do that? Why is that the difference? And that's something I always say is like, okay, maybe I should just be nicer to myself because other people are nice to me. So those are like the little ones I always try to keep in my head. But what do we got? What do we have on the text line, Dom? What have people been dropping as little nuggets of knowledge?
Yeah, quite a few. We have Chris in Madison. He said the best advice he's ever gotten is when his dad said, "Don't take any wooden nickels." So I guess
I want to meet the first person who took a wooden nickel and went, "Oh, what? No!
What a mistake that was."
We also have Aaron from Madison. Best advice I ever received was never name your dog a taxi in New York.
I think I know what Aaron that was.
Is that Zommers?
Yeah,
I think it was Zommers, yeah.
Carreno.
We also
That'd be awesome.
we also have Brett from Brown Deer. Best advice he's ever gotten was to keep an open mind and never let anyone tell you what your opinion should be. He was 12 and had a huge impact in his life to this day.
It wasn't advice, but my parents once told me, I remember they were talking to me, they said, look, you're 13, 13, 14, you think you know everything. And for some reason in my head, I was like, I don't know everything. So, okay. So I've always caught that idea of like, you know, I'm 48 now. I know that when I'm 50, I'll know more than I did at 48, and I'll use that hopefully for good. Like as you get older, you know more, you gain more knowledge and more experience and more relationships. And I remember just at that age, never thinking, well, I know you don't. I'm an adult basically. No, you're not. You're barely in high school. Shut up, Greg. So that's just like, those are little nuggets. They're not advice. It's just things they said that always stuck in my brain.
Here are some good ones on social media. Mike Desatel says, be true to yourself. The only hole I would poke in that is, what if you're a jerk? Mike's not.
Yes.
He's a great guy. But
there you go.
Scott Tom says, count to 4 by saying 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Check your canopy above you. If your parachute is not opened, he was in the service. Pull your ripcord with your right hand. With your left hand carefully release. Throw your reserve parachute in the proper direction to catch the air and below appropriately. I will never remember all that, but that's okay. I'm never jumping out of a plane. So
welcome to specific advice on Nite Lite. Wow. I jumped out of a plane. Someone else pulled the cord for me, so I was fine.
Oh, man. That's
on my Facebook page, Nick says, if you're embarrassed by something you did in the past, it means you've grown as a person.
Love it.
That is an applicable statement for a lot of Americans nowadays. Joe McClear, good friend of Civic Media. I haven't talked to that guy in a long time. He says, basically, don't be an idiot. There you go. I like that one, too.
Really good advice, yeah.
That's very, very good. Tim says, not everything is for you. Very important to remember.
Yep.
Very, very important to remember. And then finally, Avery says, you're going to die. Have fun until then.
Words to live by.
There you go.
That's a great one. Here's one. Sleep with one eye open, signed Pete's wife. I don't know what to make of that.
Wow, I don't even.
Good thing I'm in Madison, I guess.
I guess she'll be sleeping soundly at night, both eyes closed. Yeah, she'll be splayed out in the bed like, it's mine tonight.
No kidding. She does that anyway. Amanda on social media says, if you can't take care of yourself, how do you expect to take care of anyone else? Great, Amanda. Yeah. Yes. Kirby Pope says, be original. That's very, we could use more.
That's a very unoriginal piece of advice. I'm just kidding.
He's a comedian.
I'm just kidding.
Stacy Sue says, well, if someone is being negative or being a narcissist, I say to them, that doesn't work for me. Okay.
I can't go for that. Yeah. No. All right. Well, we'll be talking about this more. We'll be reading more of your text comments as well. If you want to drop something on the live stream as well, you can leave something on Facebook as well. Find us. Let us know what is the best advice you've ever gotten. When we come back, we are entering into another edition of the Nite Lite Movie Club tonight, featuring Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman. So don't go anywhere. Stick around. You're listening to Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach here on Nite Lite on the Civic Media Network. Stay tuned and stay close. I don't know if you have all the music picked out yet, Dom, for this, for like intros and outros.
I have some of them, yes. Do we want to do the top, the intro for the movie club, this segment, or the next segment? I think last time we did.
Last time, anyway, we did it this segment.
Last time,
okay. Yeah. No, okay. Let's do it this segment. Cool. I'm just asking if possible, one of the intros, the Cumberland Gap song.
Okay. Yep, I do have that in the background as an instrumental, so we can do that.
Great. Vitamin C is an amazing song because Can is a krautrock band from the late 60s, early 70s. It was a German band with a Japanese singer who didn't speak English, who sang in, wait for it, English.
Kidding me.
Yeah, that's a weird band. But
what was that? What was that song called?
That song is called Vitamin C.
Okay, I saw that.
I don't know what to make of this text from Tony. He said, "Okay, see you guys tomorrow." Jeez Louise, was he mad? Was he mad at us? Tony, are you listening?
Tony, what are you gonna see us tomorrow? Are we gonna hang out?
Where is he? Is he in Madison? Tony's in Madison.
He's up north. He's up north in like.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. Yeah, he's up way north. I don't want to say where he lives. He can say where he lives. That's perfectly okay for him to do that. I'm not giving away that information.
How far does he live from Dom's mom?
Hey, come on.
We could do the math here and figure out where Tony lives.
Oh, I see. He's upset that you mocked his use of the term fibs.
Ah, okay.
Well, I know he's joking, but I really think we can do better.
Just like an Illinois person, be hypersensitive.
He says, I can't stay mad at you.
Aw.
What a sweetheart.
I can't quit you, man. I just can't quit you.
I'm just trying to be, I know, as Frank Anderson suggested, Chicago will never be part of Wisconsin, so I'm trying to ride the fence.
Yes.
Chicago will never want to be. They don't even want to be part of Illinois.
It's true.
They would happily.
Make its own separate state.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like a lot of big cities are like that. So.
All right, guys, 20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Have you ever spent 30 minutes trying to pick a movie and still end up watching nothing? Well, we did it for you. This is the Nite Lite Movie Club.
Welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, it is night. Is that Parker's voice?
It may or may not be.
Okay.
You mean the birthday boy, Parker?
You can't out him?
It is the birthday boy. Yes.
Welcome back to Nite Lite, folks. It is time for our second Nite Lite Movie Club. This is exciting, and it's great to have all of you here. Please be part of this. If you've seen The Gentleman, or if you want to comment on whatever we're saying, please feel free to call or text 855-752-4842, or let us know on the app or the stream as we discuss our movie tonight, The Gentleman, compliments of Mr. Greg Bach. One of your favorite films, pal.
It's one of my favorite films of the past 10 years. It came out in 2020. I just watched this movie when I don't think I watched it when it came out, but when I watched it after it was done, it was one of those movies where I said, do you guys want to watch it again? We can watch it again. It's a really good movie. I truly love this film. I'm not a Guy Ritchie fanatic by any stretch of the imagination. I can take some of his movies. I can leave some of his movies. The one he did recently with what's his face, Jason Statham, I did not really enjoy because it felt like Jason Statham just could not be punched. Like Jason Statham was just not punchable. Like he could not be beaten. And when the good guy is not beaten, well, what's the point? Point is, we're talking about a totally different movie now. So The Gentleman, came out in 2020 starring Matthew McConaughey. This is a banger of a cast here. Matthew McConaughey, Michelle Dockery, Charlie Hunnam, Jeremy Strong, Henry Golding, Tom Wu, and Hugh Grant, as well as, wait for it, Colin Farrell. And that's just like a few of the names. Wow.
Yeah, it's got an outstanding cast, and Guy Ritchie's one of those directors who works with, like a lot of great directors, works with a stable of actors that he calls on from picture to picture. And most of the actors in this film have worked with Ritchie before. I had not seen this film before, Greg, and I sat down I watched it in two installments, which I don't like to do, but circumstances, and I really liked it. I thought it was, the one thing you're going to get with Guy Ritchie is great pacing, great dialogue.
Yes.
And it's usually a dude fest, like it's in Snatch or Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. What was the movie with Jason Statham?
Let me go look that up really quick because it was a bit of a longer title, and it was and it had Hugh Grant in this one. Hugh Grant's in The Gentleman. So Hugh Grant, to me, and Colin Farrell is kind of in the same way. So when Hugh Grant first came out in the 90s, at least in America, I was like, whatever. He's the awkward British man all the time. And then he got into some trouble. And then somewhere around like 10 years ago, he just decided to change. He played way different characters, played a lot of bad guys lately. In the past like 5 years, he's played a lot of antagonists. And he just absolutely kills it in so many of the movies he's in, especially this one. He's so slimy and just hard to handle, but that's why that's what makes it great to watch him, because he's so good at just being a slime ball, essentially.
Right. The film, folks, if you haven't seen it, is Matthew McConaughey plays, I think Michael Cooper is his name. He's trying to sell his marijuana business in London, even though he's an American, and he's got this really elaborate marijuana farm or farms, and he is trying to offload them to Jeremy Strong's character from Succession, and then Hugh Grant is trying to make a move. That was a little confusing at first. I had to follow that. Charlie Hunnam plays McConaughey's right-hand man, and then it's just one chaotic thing after another, and that's where the story grabs you. It's like one challenge after another, which is just great writing. That's what it should be for a protagonist. And I really, it really grabbed me once Hugh Grant was what was the scene where he was at the house, because it starts off with a flashback. It's kind of nonlinear, but it's fun, and you do root for Matthew McConaughey after you learn about his backstory, and you don't really hate any of the characters because they're all in the game, so to speak, of crime. This guy wants to buy the business. These guys want to take it over. And then there's, like you mentioned, Colin Farrell's character with the boys that he oversees, and they all have these like plaid sweatsuits. That was bizarre and weird and fun. So I dug it.
Yeah, I mean, so that movie that I was talking about, Operation Fortune, Ruse de Guerre, it was called. It was fine, but it just wasn't interesting because you realize at one point you're like, Jason Statham can't lose. And if the good guy can't ever lose at any point in the movie, then why do I bother caring?
Right.
Like, there has to be stakes involved, and that's what's great about this movie is that there's so much at stake. There's so much I felt like anything could happen in this movie. There's one of these films where you're like, what you'd like to see happen to these characters, it's like the movie Layer Cake, where at the very end, like, all right, great, oh no, tragedy. I just expected anything from this movie, which was great. And we're going to talk more about the film. If you guys have any thoughts, I see Tony on the live stream. We'll get to your live stream comments on the other side of the break. But we are talking about the movie The Gentleman, written and directed by Mr. Guy Ritchie on Nite Lite's Movie Club. Dom, really quick before we get out of here, any quick thoughts about it?
I gotta say, I really like Matthew McConaughey. I love his voice, and oh man, that really stuck out to me. I don't know why, but I just love his voice in that, and it's really nice and quiet. And I like him being a main character. I think that's just one of my favorites.
And to Greg, your point about the stakes and all that, actually I can't say this, I'll spoil it, but you don't know who they're going to kill off, and it wouldn't surprise you if they killed off anybody, because it's that kind of movie, and you'd be okay with that. You trust the writer, you trust the director. A really fun film and a good choice. So hopefully we'll get some comments and we'll play some clips and have a lot of fun after the news, right?
Absolutely. We're going to be coming right back with this edition of the Nite Lite Movie Club, starring The Gentleman by Guy Ritchie, right here on Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach. You can always get in touch, 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. Leave a comment on that live stream. We are on Facebook, YouTube, and the platform we still call Twitter. Still plenty of programming ahead. Also, text in the word drama, D-R-A-M, like Johnny Drama, for your chance to win 2 tickets to go to the Milwaukee Film Festival this year. Text those in now. Good luck. Stay tuned. Stay close. Okay. All right. Yeah, that other movie just was not good. I was like, Jason Statham just can't be beaten. Like, he needs to be in a movie where he almost dies. Like, he has to be in a movie where there's actual stakes. Like, he can't just be the all-encompassing, punch-throwing good guy who just can't be, like, destroyed or defeated. It's not interesting at all.
Right. I did like The Beekeeper just because of who the villains were.
Yeah, I didn't watch this because it was just lumped in with all of the painter, the beekeeper, the bricklayer. It's all these movies now where it's like grizzled man gets away from his real life, and his real life is he's a murdering cop agent person.
Right. That's what all of them. That's like what was the outfit?
The
He's
outfit.
a tailor. He's a tailor, but he's killed people. And Jason Statham's the same. He's a former special ops guy, and it was the same. And a movie came out a year after The Beekeeper where it was the same story.
Yeah,
and it's like you like in The Beekeeper. I like watching billionaires and tech companies get it because they were screwing people over. That was a fun movie, but all his movies are like that, you know.
Yeah, well, they're all. I mean, there's a bunch of other movies too where it's just like he seems like an unassuming guy who just fixes the pipes in people's apartments. But what you don't know is that he's an MI6 informant who can kill you by looking at you. But guess what? Not until now, because he's been pushed too far.
Kill you with his pinky.
I mean, for a while, everything was Taken. Everything was the premise of Taken. Now everything is the premise of John Wick, essentially. Like, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like seeing folks get their revenge. There's nothing better than watching John Wick just absolutely murder everyone who had anything to do with his dog.
The kill count in that movie is just insane.
Yeah.
What I don't like in movies is like when. Like, let's say it's Jason Statham, and this was a little bit the case of The Beekeeper. Like, I like the way it started, and at the end, he's running from like a foyer to a staircase, and there's 40 guys shooting at him 20 feet away, and they miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can't even take one in the shoulder? Come on.
No, he can't. I mean, honestly, like, it's that thing, like, you can punch him, and he's going to be like, didn't do anything, baby, didn't feel a thing. It's like, all right, well, I don't really, okay.
Yeah. I know. Oh, Tony's got some great comments on the stream.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
What happened to my Facebook comment? Oh, there we go.
Oh, it said, okay, Tucker says 2019. The thing says 2020. The thing I saw said 2020. Oh, that says 2019. It's 2019. I said, okay. Yeah. All right. It does matter, Tucker. Thank you for correcting me. I don't like being incorrect. Like I said FOIA today to Tom. I didn't mean FOIA. I meant open records. I messed that up, too. She didn't do a FOIA request. That's national.
I think there might be people listening right now who are like, wait a minute, 2019? You know what? Maybe I don't like this movie as much as I thought I did.
Maybe I don't like this show. Maybe I'll just hate Greg. I like Pete, though. Good job at the steakhouse. I really wanted to go to the Tornado Room last year. We ended up going to Delaney's, which was great. Delaney's was wonderful, but the Tornado Room, I called them on like that Friday before, like a week before, and they're like, yeah, we're totally booked up for that Saturday. I'm like, but I'm on Civic Media.
Now you know.
They're like, okay.
Like, she happened to remember my name, but she might have watched PBS too, but that rarely happens, but I totally capitalized on it.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
and
like
it wasn't
you're
like the food was comped or anything, but I didn't care.
I was going to say,
to spend $500, you know.
Wow.
No, the steaks were like
we're going to
$70
dinner with Pete. Yeah.
No, they did not comp it. I'm saying.
No, I'm saying we're going to dinner with Pete because you'll pay. Because you were like, I'm expecting to pay $500.
Especially if you know your way around and stuff too. You know.
Honestly, I'm trying to remember. I think our bill was like it was close to $200, and I didn't even drink. My son had a glass of wine, maybe, and that was it. And it was the steaks were $70 a pop, or 50 and 70, or something like that. But it was all dynamite. You gotta be kidding me. It was worth it for the experience.
That was like the bill at our dinner on Saturday. I saw it. I'm like, oh, everyone get your Venmos out right now.
I went to Fleming's for Valentine's Day. Same thing.
Ooh,
so good though.
It's like that old Rich Jenny joke. Who ordered furniture?
Oh, Rich Jenny. R.I.P. I loved
him.
All right, 15 seconds, guys.
He's a good pal. Good guy.
Yeah.
My spirit's broken, no will to live. My body's all aching, my hands are tied.
Welcome back. There we go. Welcome back to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach here on the Civic Media Network. We're coming to you live from Racine Radio Park and also at Civic Media World Headquarters in Madison. If you want to be part of the conversation, 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. Leave a comment on that live stream. We're currently streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and the platform we're still calling Twitter right here in this house. We are in the Nite Lite Movie Club right now talking about the 2019, not 2020, but the 2019 film, The Gentleman. Guy Ritchie co-wrote and directed that film, starring a bevy of wonderful, wonderful actors. Let's take a look really quick at the live stream. Tony has got some stuff here. He said, I did my homework and watched it last night. It was great. Thank you so much, Tony, for doing your homework. I didn't need to watch the movie, guys, because I recently watched it like 3 weeks ago for my probably 35th time. So I'm good. He did go on to say, very much a dude fest. My wife was not a fan. There is a scene in that movie that is quite disturbing. I mean, it doesn't play out, but still you're like, oh no, where is this going? And then, whatever. Right. He then also says, it was nice to see Charlie speak in his natural accent as opposed to an American biker. That's right. He was on Sons of Anarchy. And for the longest time, I always thought Charlie Hunnam was Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Every time I saw
that.
I was like, oh, he left Sons of Anarchy to do the Marvel movies. They're like two different people. Are you sure? Are you sure? And then
that's awesome. Tony's officially in the club. The movie
Tony's
club.
officially, yes. You're all in the Nite Lite Movie Club, my friends. He also goes on to say, I want a Statham movie where he runs a grill. Nothing but steaks.
That sounds plausible.
Sure. But then you're going to have to accept, Tony, that he will own a grill. He'll create steaks. He'll make steaks, but then he will use those steaks as weapons when the bad guys finally find him because he moved to a small community and met a nice lady, had a kid, but he can't get rid of his secrets. He can't run away from the life, even if you own a grill that makes steaks.
He's still kind of cool, though. You got to admit.
Statham?
Yeah. When the role is right for him, it's great. And when it's a good script. I mean, to me, everything begins and ends with the script. A director can't make a bad script a good movie. You can fake it and add cool bells and whistles, but you're not making that a great movie. You can't produce anything without a script. And actors, maybe you can do improv, but everything begins and ends with the script. Greg, I want to talk about what you said before about Hugh Grant. I'm kind of with you. I was never a fan, like 4 Weddings and a Funeral, Hugh Grant, and where he's doing that sort of charming thing where he thinks he's stuttering and he's, I'm so charming. And I truly wanted to give him a beating whenever I would see him act for like 10 years. I'm being serious. Okay. But it's you're right. He kind of transformed himself where he just started taking cool roles. He was really good in this. I was not expecting to like him as much as I did. If I can give you my weak link in the film, and you might disagree with this, Matthew McConaughey.
No. Really? Go on.
I like him.
Go on.
I like him, but I don't. It's a very nitpicky issue I had with The Sting where Robert De Niro's the Chicago street hustler, and he's got these big California white teeth and blonde hair. McConaughey doesn't look gritty. You've got to work to make him look gritty. He did in True Detective. In the first season, he was fantastic, and he's a really good actor. He was fine, and he's a good actor. I liked all the other characters better. I bought all the other characters, I should say, more than I bought McConaughey in this film.
I understand that. I think for me, the scene where he absolutely loses his mind in the bar, that I was sitting going, oh,
good scene.
That's Mad Matt. Like he is upset right now. Like it was interesting because. Agree. Like I don't disagree with your thoughts on that one. I feel like when I'm watching that movie, Charlie Hunnam's character for me was the best part. I love his character. Yeah, I love the way he paces himself. I love the fact that he is almost always under control. I love that he always has a plan, and it comes from the point of view and I think I identify with it because working in production for as long as I have, you are the person behind the people for so long, and your job is to make things work. And he wants to make things work for the Michael character because I think not only does he likes working for him, but he really cares about this person. So the Ray character, which is Charlie's character, is just absolutely on task, on plan, and when something goes wrong, he does his absolute best to make sure it's fixed, tied up, a sweet bow with no bodies or blood left over.
Right. Here's another thing, like to go back to Colin Farrell. With those sweatsuits. And I love what Guy Ritchie did here. He's got these kids who are like, parkour skateboarder types. They go into this place to rip it off, the pot farm, and all of a sudden these mafioso types come out, and there's like 15 of them, and you're like, oh, these kids are dead. And then they go to the next scene, and you realize, oh, those kids are badasses. And wiped out and that's not really a spoiler alert. It happens in the middle of the movie, but they were great characters. And Colin Farrell was great. He was kind of a tough guy, but not really. He's very diplomatic, and really liked his character too.
I would say like those two characters are my favorite. I would love to see another movie with those characters working together for some reason. I don't really want a sequel to this movie. I don't think you need to make a sequel. Netflix made a show that was loosely based on the movie. I watched a few episodes. It wasn't connected. Like I didn't see anybody from the movie and the TV show. I may have missed something, but it wasn't my jam. I was like, it's fine, whatever. I do know that we have some clips that Dom has prepared, has worked hard because this film is difficult to find clips that will not get you smacked by the FCC.
Yes. And there's one. See, I know, Pete, you said you're not a big. Or you like Matthew McConaughey in this, but not as much as you thought you would. Is that?
He was fine.
He was
I thought with a different actor, maybe that role would have been more interesting. But he's a really good actor.
Well, let's listen to this quote. There's one quote that I thought was really great in this movie.
If you wish to be the king of the jungle, it's not enough to act like a king. You must be the king. There can be no doubt. Because doubt causes chaos and one's own demise.
Yeah.
I thought that was so good.
He could have been driving a Mercury, though, and said the same thing.
It could be true. Yeah.
Wow, here comes Peaches. Undercut. All right.
Swinging. That's great.
I liked him because like he was again, it was like the same. He was tame, but then when he wasn't, it was kind of terrifying because that's the thing is it's when the person who never gets angry, you run. And he shows his power in a few parts of the film that are very, very totalitarian, very, very aggressive, very without any sort of there's no like I don't know. It's the word I'm looking for. Honestly, it's just like he's ruthless, but you don't see it until he has to be ruthless, which I think makes you even more scarier in the long run. So, was there anything else, Dom, that you enjoyed about the movie that we thought coming through?
I mean, it was the same thing. I really like Colin Farrell. I loved Coach. I loved his role. And we actually have another clip where he's fighting these hooligans. So let's check this one out.
Yeah.
Why does it smell of wee in here? The f is this joke, man? Don't stand near me, son. You got your mouthwash muddled up with cat piss. Take 2 steps back and wait your turn. The f old man. I'll wet you. The only thing you can wet's your underpants, son. Now, back 2 steps. Sugar. You're on. Chew. You're up, bro. Yeah? You're up. Do it, man. Sheffing, bro. Do it. Do it. If you're going to stab trigger. Don't, dance. What are you, like a Four Tops tribute act or something? The Four Skins. The Redskins. Whoa, here come the Indians. Bit of the old Northern soul, is it, boys? Putting the gay back in Marvin Gaye. I'm on fire over here, lads. Come on, I need some back and forth. Come on, what do you got for me? Now make it quick. Make it funny. You! Jeez, that's disappointing. No, not that. Go again. Now, make it sharp. Cut me with me.
You gotta love that.
That scene is awesome, and that is like a third of that actual scene. It is so funny because one of the things you notice when you're watching that, like the multiple times I've watched this film, is if you watch him talking, but you watch the people working at the counter behind him, they are loving every minute of this because they know and love him and they know what's going to happen. And he's controlling the situation from start to finish. And they're just like, let Coach be Coach. We'll get him a sandwich. It's fine.
This is just an interesting tidbit. By the way, this is the Nite Lite Movie Club, our second ever, and it's great to have you guys. If you've seen The Gentleman, please feel free to share your thoughts. As we are at the moment, there were 2 working titles for this, Greg. I don't know if you knew this. Tough Guys and Bush. Those are the two. Those are the 2 titles that Guy Ritchie was thinking about. I think he went with the right one, even though they're not always very gentlemanly.
Tough Guys definitely goes along that old school like snatch Guy Ritchie thing where you're like, am I going to be, do I have to put the subtitles on for this movie? Right. But you don't. It's fine. It's everyone speaks quite clearly. And yeah, I mean, this movie is just fantastic. And what I like about it too, it's modern. Like we could talk for days about all these classic movies. There's a lot of great classic movies out there that we could talk about. But I like the fact that there are still movies in the past 5-10 years that come out. You're like, this is a solid film. This is a movie where if we were hanging out, I'd say, hey, let's watch this movie because I stand by it so completely. So that's how
not only that, but it's where they shot it in England and with the wardrobe they chose. It almost could have been 50 years ago. Like it is kind of timeless. Like, but it totally works. And you're right, it is very modern. Here's a interesting tidbit I found on IMDb Pro. Kate Beckinsale was supposed to be in the film, but
was she supposed to play the Michelle Dockery role?
I would assume so, because that was like. Like Tony said, it is pretty much a dude film, but there was that role. I assume that's what she was going to play, and it's, not a huge role, but, she was great too.
Weren't Kate Beckinsale and Hugh Grant together? Didn't they date?
No, that was Elizabeth Hurley.
You're right. Wrong person that I don't remember.
It was because when he got caught with that prostitute in Los Angeles, everyone was like, wow, Elizabeth Hurley's your wife. Tough guy to please, like what are people? That's not the mentality of someone who does that, but still.
Your friend Craig says something very interesting on the live stream here. He says, at one time I had heard Steven Seagal had something in his contracts about his character never getting beaten down by the baddies. I wonder if Jason Statham has something similar. He does.
Wow.
He does. And this came out during the Fast and Furious movies. The Rock, Jason Statham, and I believe Vin Diesel as well. There were number system assigned to when they were getting hit. They couldn't be beaten. They couldn't get beaten down. And if Vin Diesel got hit 4 times, The Rock could only get hit 4 times. Like, it was this weird balance. And yeah, Craig, that sucks the fun out of it. Like, if they have contracts where they're like, oh, you can't get beaten, then I don't care.
Yeah,
like,
I'm the toughest. Steven Seagal is such a stain. That guy is just, there has not been one good thing said about him. He told a wardrobe person once he wants the size of his jeans to be like 34, even though he's, like most older guys, blimp up a little bit.
Even though he's not.
Like, come on, it's ridiculous. I do want to share my favorite clip from the film, and you're right, Dom, there is a lot of swearing in it, and Greg, but this is kind of a short clip. Can we just hear that, Dom, real quick?
His name was spelled with a PH, so it sounds like so it's
yeah, we've met before, haven't we?
That's the one.
Okay. What? Okay.
That was a surprise for Greg.
That was hilarious. Senior producer Tucker said something very interesting. Then we got to get out of here for the nightcap. Senior producer Tucker said this was Guy Ritchie's follow-up to Aladdin. I forgot he directed the live-action Aladdin.
Wow.
All right,
he also
folks,
directed Swept Away, but we kept that one off the
Madonna
discussion.
All right, folks, when we come back, we'll be slipping into the nightcap here, learning about the things we've learned, talking about the things we talk about here on Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach. Stay tuned. Stay close. You're listening to the Civic Media Network. How much money did they give Guy Ritchie to do Aladdin?
More than I make.
Let's see if we can find it.
Oh, man.
Dom. Here's a new word. Dom on it.
Dom
is on it. Dom on
Dom
it.
on it.
Hey, come on. There we go.
Dom on it.
Dom on it.
See, I'm saving this and making a promo just for this.
Dom on it. Dom on it.
Yeah.
Greg's got some sick beats over there.
I was going to tell you the answer, but I actually liked hearing the beatboxing.
What's up?
It's Guy Ritchie's live-action Aladdin grossed over $1.5 billion worldwide, but
what?
Especially not him specifically, but
I didn't think it made that much money. I thought it failed.
It went crazy.
But how much money did he make directing the film?
I'm trying to find it here.
Looks like Dom's not on it.
I'm like, I'm off of it. I'm off it here. Let me see.
I love Mike Stralo.
I know that name. No, I'm thinking of a different Stralo.
He's the anchor on is CBS 58 in Milwaukee?
Oh, that is the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, he just retired, but now he does a weekend show. He's been on the show, and he's from Christmas City, USA, or he's a transplant like I am. But
Found it. I found it.
How much?
Roughly 25 mil, alongside star Will Smith. Yep. That's crazy. That is
yeah, but
so
after
much
taxes, I mean, love those guys. I don't know. Yeah, but after taxes, that lottery ticket winning goes down.
Oh, that's so Chicago. There's something I love about a good Chicago accent. I just always think of Jake Johnson from Jake Johnson from New Girl, where he just like, he's like, my name is Julius Pepperwood. I'm from Chicago. Thin crust, no thank you. I like deep dish. I'm from Chicago. Like, I don't know why that's so funny to me, but every time I hear it, it's always hilarious to listen to. There's a character actor who was always a cop when the movie's in Chicago. I don't even know his name, but he was in the Negotiator.
Oh,
no,
okay.
He may have been in The Fugitive too.
He's in all those. I think I know who you're talking about. I think he just passed away.
Oh, well, that's
about
depressing.
like a year ago.
Yeah, he's always a Chicago cop. He's all because he only talks like this. Like, I'm gonna get the bad guy. Oh wow!
It was just before or after you saw the one-armed guy.
Oh my God!
Wow. From Fugitive.
You sound like
that's him, right?
That's not. It's the other. That sounds like the other guy who was interrogating him.
Yeah.
Oh, come on!
The guy you're talking about was in a Steven Seagal movie called Above the Law. He was also in The Fugitive. He's the guy that just passed away. I don't know his name, but I think he actually was a cop.
All right, guys, 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
It's time to wind it down. This is Nightcap with Greg and Pete.
Welcome back to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach here on the Civic Media Network. You are coming to us live. We are coming to you live from both Radio Park in Racine and the world headquarters of Civic Media in Madison. Pete Schwaba, Dom Lee, I'm Greg Bach. Welcome to the Nightcap.
And congratulations to your Wisconsin Badgers. Dave on the stream says Bucky to the championship.
Yes. There you go.
The frozen tundra, whatever it's called. It's in Vegas. It has nothing to do with bad weather, which I found interesting. But congrats to the Badgers. That's fantastic.
There you go. That's awesome. We are wrapping up the show as we always do with the Nightcap. Folks, if you want to be part of the conversation, drop some last-minute advice. The best advice you ever gotten. That is our question of the night, 855-752. 4842-855-75 Civic. Leave a comment on that live stream as well. You can always do that. We are on Facebook, YouTube, and the platform we still call Twitter. Do not forget, you still have a few minutes if you haven't. Text in the word DRAMA, D-R-A-M-A, for your chance to win 2 tickets to the 2026 Milwaukee Film Festival. If you want to find out about their newly released lineup, go to mkefilm.org. Again, the word is DRAMA, D-R-A-M-A. Spelling counts. Capitalization does not. And good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. Great film festival.
Yeah.
Should we jam through some texts here?
Yeah, we got some more.
Yeah, Dom, what else we have?
We got some more on the text line here. We have Bar from Waukesha says, when in doubt, trust your instinct. It doesn't lie. That is very true, Bar.
That's
very true.
That is advice I was never able to get around. I'm always like, I don't know, guys. What do you think?
We also have Todd or Billy, which I'm a little confused on that, but everything happens for a reason. Sometimes that reason is that you're stupid and you make bad decisions.
Well, that's not wrong. I mean, there's nothing incorrect about that statement whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Dom, do the one from the Steve Martin one. That's a great one.
Yeah. Someone from WMDX says, I think Steve Martin said it, don't judge a person until you walk a mile in their shoes. Then it is okay because you are a mile away and have their shoes.
We got a couple more here on the text line. I think we missed earlier. Did you do Brett or Tyler too? Said all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. All work and
I
no
see
play
what
makes
they
Jack
did
a dull
there.
boy. All work and blah
man.
blah blah. And then 608 says in France, cheese, apples, and red wine are traditional foods. Going back to our 3 big stories.
I mean, in Wisconsin, those are traditional foods too. They're not good for you.
Correct. Well said.
I did forget one piece of. I forgot one piece of advice. on Facebook, on my Facebook page, written to me by my good buddy Anna. She said, toothpaste is no good in your butt.
Wow. You know what? Thank God that was the question of the night, because no sooner would I have been out the door tonight and I would have been shoving some crest up there. Daniel Wheeler on Facebook says, don't plant your life and expect the ground to stay. Great one, Daniel. Love
Say that again. Say that again.
Don't plant your life and expect the ground to stay. This is Danny Wheels.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's a great one. His, by the way, a film called Craig's Film, Daniel Needs to Leave, will be at the Wisconsin Film Festival, I believe, screening on Saturday. And Daniel Wheeler is the star of that, and he's been a great guest on the show as well. Great guy.
If anyone wants to hire me for their movies, I'm here too. So
we'll talk. We'll talk.
Okay.
We'll talk signing bonus. Teresa says, "Believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see." I actually love that quote. I've always liked that. Vince says, when you fly to a gig, always dress like you're about to go on stage. There's going to be a time when everything goes wrong and you finally get to the club and you'll have to go directly on stage. He says, happened twice to him.
Oh, I see.
That is great advice.
Luckily, I wear jeans and a T-shirt on stage. So my Aunt Kathy gave us something. I read that, treat others as you would be treated. And then my baby cousin Kaylee, her grandniece, said, you become like the people you surround yourself with. She is a youngster, too. She's like 23, 24 years old, okay?
That's impressive.
That's impressive advice. My family is so smart. What happened to me?
Sean on social media says, by way of the jerk, I learned the difference between blank and Shinola at 5 years. I love that phrase so much.
Yeah.
Tim Joy says, when in doubt, be kind. Rachel says, not everyone wishes you well. Okay. Tony Zimmerman. Boy, Tony's on the Facebook and the stream. He's all over the place tonight. I love it. He says, don't stress over things you can't control. My sometime writing partner and former writing partner and my writing partner says, listen to the audience. They'll tell you what works for you. Do you agree with that, Greg?
Yes, absolutely. Read the room. It's essentially reading the room.
They don't lie.
Exactly. We had one more piece of text message advice from Monica there, Dom, I believe.
Yes. Monica from Mount Horeb says, worst advice I ever got was to be myself. Turns out I'm not a great person, so that was horrible advice.
Come on, Monica. That's not true. She's a great listener. We just got a couple more here on social media. Joe says, honestly, I can't even pick a favorite line, so I'll just say the entirety of Everybody's Free to Wear Sunscreen by Baz Luhrmann. Matt says, why take a chance? Slap one on. Thank you, Matt.
That advice was so weird it stopped the music.
Tim Baker says, tune into Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba and Greg Bach. Love that one. Thank you,
Wonderful.
Tim.
Okay.
Rob Martin, marriage is about two things, transparency and intention.
There you go. What did you learn tonight, Pete?
Oh, wow. The data centers, the jury is still out. We'll see how many jobs they actually bring, but I'm very curious about it.
I don't think they will bring as many jobs.
I don't either. 50 for something that's 18,000 square feet?
That's not a lot of jobs.
No, it's not. What did you learn, Greg?
I learned that if you want to know more about your community, you got to go to those meetings that matter, talk to the leaders who vote on your city council, county supervisor, those type of things. When we're talking about data centers and things of that nature, you vote for them, you pay them, they work for you. So they shouldn't be signing NDAs to big billionaire companies. They should be working for you every day. That's what I learned. Dom, really quick.
Monica, worst advice I ever got was to be myself. I'm gonna take that advice. So
okay, there you go.
Thanks,
all right, well, wonderful. Well, on behalf of Pete, I want to say thank you to Dom, to Tucker, Engineering Traffic for all the work you do. Our microphones work because you are all awesome. Thank you to everyone who called, texted, everyone who left a comment on the live stream. Thank you so much for doing that. Without you, there is no us. Thank you to Tom Kircher from Wisconsin Watch. Thank you for being our guest. You can find all of this information in our show notes by going to civicmedia.us/shows and download episodes whenever you like. But for now, we're going to get on out of here. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time. Pete, say goodnight to the people.
Good night, Wisconsin.